Hey there, it's Kathleen, and today we are going to make a gluten-free orange cake that will leave everyone saying, you know it, dang, that's delicious. We are going to get started. As per usual, I've got my own flour blend going on, but you are more than welcome to check the recipe notes and understand how to swap flours. Now, I've got my handy dandy kitchen scale. You guys know me. If it's not precise, especially when it's free from, I think we're hurting people by not telling them the precise weights and measures. So make sure that, to get the best results, just get the kitchen scale. So first thing in is going to be my maple sugar. You can use any granulated sweetener with this. My second pick would be castor sugar, just because it's a super fine sugar. And then from there, maybe a mix of white and light brown sugar, just to have a different type of overall flavor profile. And that'll match beautifully with the orange flavor, okay? So we've got our sugar in, and it tastes, you can taste it in the air. It's hilarious. All right, next thing up, we are going to add our cassava flour. Cassava flour is a really nice starch. It's a really great gluten-free flour that pairs well with a lot of things, but I will warn you, it has to be cut when you are completely free from like gluten and egg, etc. If you can have eggs, using just cassava flour works really well because the eggs pretty much rescue it. But without eggs, it's a hot mess. So make sure if you're following my recipe, absolutely check those notes because I detail well, you can do this, but you can't do that. So be really careful with any kind of swaps you may need to make. Next up is buckwheat flour. This is going to add a nice earthy tone to our recipe. Now, you'll notice what's really great about using a kitchen scale. I'm not having to carefully level anything or measure anything off. I'm just dumping it right into the bowl because the scale is essentially telling me when to stop. It's the easiest method. And then, of course, if you can, leave little measuring cups all throughout your canisters. It's like boom, boom, boom. I mean, it happens so fast. In fact, it takes longer for me to chit chat about it than it does for me to actually make it. Finally, I've got potato. Now, in a gluten-free flour blend, potato is really great because it adds to the delicate crumb. If that's not what you want, obviously this is not the recipe you'll want to follow today. But if you're in for a nice delicate cake, that's gonna help us. Got my salt. Remember, salt can help bring out the natural flavors in your recipes. And I've got my baking soda. Now I'll add the baking powder. Okay, so I've just got these dry ingredients here, and I'm going to lightly whisk them together. This is all it looks like. It's just nicely mixed up. And now I'm going to add in several wet ingredients. I'm also going to get my hot water boiling. All right, now that I've got my dry ingredients lightly whisked, I've got it on the stand mixer here. I've got my dairy-free milk. Any milk works. You can use cow's milk, goat, sheep, buffalo, camel, all of them. They all work, okay? And I'm just going to add my milk. I'm also going to add my orange juice. Smells of orange, it smells amazing. Now I'll add the oil. And here I've got vanilla. You can use homemade vanilla, store-bought vanilla, whichever works for you. Okay, we're not done mixing yet, but I want to add in my orange oil. Now, I've got orange and mandarin. You can use one or the other, whatever works for you. I'm just gonna add quite a few drops to our mixing bowl. Now I've got my flax bind. You can use whole eggs, which have been beaten. You can use the flax bind. It's up to you. I'm gonna give this a mix. Final step is to measure out my hot water. You're gonna put your mixer on low speed and you'll pour all of it in. Once it's looking pretty incorporated, turn your mixer on high speed for 20 to 30 seconds. The aroma is intoxicating. Okay, you'll want a heavy duty spatula. If you don't have a heavy duty one, like, it's not the end of the world. You just have to have extra elbow grease. Here I've got 3 6-inch round baking pans, and I just keep these little parchment circles on hand that I make. That way I just grab them whenever I need them. And you're going to remove the whisk. Give it a little gentle tap and leave it to drip on something or stick it in the sink. And what you'll do is take your spatula and you're going to scrape the edges of the bowl. You're gonna go down, give it a few good mixes. And this just helps to ensure that there aren't any clumps or any parts that just aren't well mixed at all, okay? And now we distribute across our 3 pans. Now, if you want perfectly even layers, what you could do is use your kitchen scale. So pop your pan on the scale, tare to 0, and put your cake batter in. And then if you have any left over, you can even out your pans. All right, I got about 350 grams in each pan. And now we're just gonna get these bad boys into the oven. That's it. This is how easy it is. Like, you saw that, right? It was just boom. So I'm gonna get these baked up. I'll have some people taste them. And oh my goodness, it smells great. They look beautiful. Okay. Last step is just test one. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Oh, this is like perfect. So I'm gonna get these out of the oven now. Cakes are out of the oven. They look amazing. The texture, it's definitely on the denser side, which is not a bad thing. It's like it's gonna have, I can't wait for the tasters to tell you because I know what it's like in my head. Not that I've ever eaten it. This is all just hearsay and theory. But in my head, I think I know what it's like. And hopefully someone will confirm or deny the rumor. What we're going to do is make a little glaze. So what you're going to need is your kitchen scale. And you'll need a brush. I like to use silicone brushes. They're easy to clean, dishwasher safe. And we are going to add a little pulp-free orange juice. And our secret weapon today is balsamic vinegar. Now this is a dense balsamic glaze, so it's got a little more, more body to it, more flavor. Again, all in my head. This is what I think it is, but you can tell like when you look at it, it definitely has more oomph to it. Okay, we are going to give this a good mix. Now, you don't have to poke holes in your cake if you don't want to when you do a glaze. You can if you want to, though. That'll help the flavor seep down below. Okay, that's it. That's how you make this amazing gluten-free orange cake. Again, I cannot wait to have taste testers dig in. And I'm pretty sure they're all gonna say, dang, that's delicious. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.